5 animals that could defeat a killer whale. Orcas are apex predators at the top of the food chain. No animals hunt orcas except for humans. However, there are a few animals that could kill or at least scare a killer whale. Orcas or killer whales fear nothing and can eat everything in their environment, from fishes to whales. They are social, live in pods similar to wolves' packs, and are very intelligent. But what happens when these whales swim alone? Number 5. Sperm whale. A bull sperm whale in his prime is too big, too unpredictable, and too mean for one killer whale. A female sperm whale is about half the size of a male, and based on reported encounters, it takes a sizable effort from an orca pod to take even a female out. This is why when the killer whales want to attack a sperm whale, they will do it on the pods. Male sperm whales have been observed to attack and intimidate orca pods in competitive feeding instances. An incident was filmed from a long-line trawler. An orca pod was systematically taking fish caught on the trawler's long lines when a male sperm whale appeared to repeatedly charge the orca pod in an attempt to drive them away. It was speculated by the film crew that the sperm whale was attempting to access the same fish. The orcas employed a tail outward and tail slapping defensive position against the bull sperm whale, similar to that used by female sperm whales against attacking orcas. When sperm whales are attacked, they often form a rosette, a wagon wheel formation, with their heads pointed in and their tails pointed out. When they are in this formation, they flail the water with their massive tails in an effort to ward off the attackers. The killer whales must be very careful around agitated sperm whales, because a slap from that tail could be life-threatening. Number 4. Great white shark. I'm sure there had been a time when white sharks were able to kill healthy orcas. Orcas outclass white sharks in both size and intelligence, and mostly travel in groups. A great white can beat an orca, but it is usually a smaller chance. I think the chances would increase significantly if the killer whale were alone, and if it had a smaller size, equal to that of the great white. I am quite sure that a great white has killed a sickly orca. Great whites usually only dine on large ocean animals, such as whales and orcas, if they are sick or already dead. A great white has massive jaws and serrated teeth which tear and are more effective than orca teeth, but that's really it. Orcas are way heavier, faster, and smarter, but that doesn't mean the great white has no chance. Such a mouth, think what would happen if the orca made a mistake and fell prey to this mouth. I do think a great white could very possibly kill an orca, especially if she is alone. Number 3. Blue whale. Blue whales are the largest animals ever known to have lived on Earth. These magnificent marine mammals rule the oceans at up to 100 feet long, 30 meters, and upwards of 200 tons. Their tongues alone can weigh as much as an elephant. Very rarely, if hungry enough, but only with a pod of orcas, never one orca, the blue whale protects itself by literally going to the bathroom and using its fluke to move it all over. The blue whale has virtually no predators because of its size. Orca are known to kill juvenile blue whales. When it comes to adults, there is at least one recorded instance of a pod of orca attacking a medium-sized adult. They failed in that case, but they went about it as if they knew what they were doing and had done it before, and had reasonable expectation of success. Blue whales are very large and might require more than one orca to overcome. Even then, scientists were still skeptical, and observations were made mostly on indirect evidences of orcas killing larger whales. and only later that year witnessed a true kill of a juvenile whale, not even an adult. I only know of one case, and that was a literal superpod of 29 orcas that hunted a 60 feet, 18 meter, 30 tons blue whale. And the whale was young and was already weakened by sickness. There's no way orcas can kill an adult blue whale. So certainly, due to their size, a blue whale could defeat a killer whale. In fact, it could even hurt it with its fluke. Number 2. Humpback whale. Humpback whales are very interesting animals and protect almost any animal getting attacked by orcas. Exactly why they do this isn't known. Some theorize it is personal to the whales, or maybe the noise that the orcas give off while hunting. It has been observed that those whales that fight back have scars from orca attacks later in life. So perhaps the whales recall what the orcas did to them and don't want it to happen to someone else. The whales know the abuse and will not allow another animal, no matter the species, to be harmed. Anyway, the humpbacks have been aggressively chasing off any orcas they see feeding or hunting. Being much larger than killer whales, even in a one-on-one confrontation, humpback whales are very aggressive with a killer whale. So even if he can't kill an orca, he will definitely be able to chase it away, trumpeting loudly to scare them off. Number 1. Colossal squid. Killer whales are not deep divers. They stick to shallow, sunlit waters where most marine animals live. Giant squids are creatures of the abyss, rarely rising to the depths where orcas live. Now, giant squid have come to the surface before, leading to some terrifying accounts by sailors. And it's possible a killer whale came across one when it came to the surface. As orcas are naturally curious and intelligent animals, it might well have approached the squid, and the squid might have sought to defend itself from the black and white menace, leading to a battle. But there are no accounts of such an encounter, and giant squids don't generally surface like that if they're healthy. So it's possible, but I don't think it's terribly likely that squid and orca have ever had clashes like the legendary battles squid have with sperm whales. But think of a 45 feet, 14 meters squid clinging to a killer whale with its beak. I think at some point, the orca would give up. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button.